I want to segue into what I really want to pick your brain about. Something that I relate to a lot, and you're probably going to go on for 5 hours, and I'll love every minute. The trickster archetype. Mm-hmm. Why is the trickster archetype so important, and what are your thoughts about it? Positive, negative?
Well, the trickster is both. You're a trickster today.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, exactly. And you have that about you.
Yes.
Well, Jung said the trickster is the precursor to the savior.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's because...
He said that, really?
You bet.
Oh.
He's a marginal character, but the trickster is a psychopomp. Okay, so you want to answer this question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we'll go right from first principles. So here's how the world works. You set an aim. Okay, that means you elevate something.
Yeah.
You prioritize it, you celebrate it, you worship it. Those are all the same thing. You set it as an aim. Okay, now your perceptual systems are navigation tools. Okay, so you set the aim, you see a pathway. This is actually how the world appears to you. You see pathways, tools, they move you forward.
Okay.
Obstacles, they get in your way.
Yeah.
Friends, they're tools in the social world. Foes, okay, that's the dramatic landscape. One more. Agents of magical transformation, like wizards. What do? They reset the aim. A trickster is an agent of magical transformation. Now, is he good or bad? You don't know, because a trickster's, so imagine you're playing game A, right? But there's someone who's playing game D, and they come to visit. Okay, now they're a trickster because they're not playing by the same rules. They're not in the same world. And when you interact with them, it's magical because they're emblematic of another way of being. Well, that could be a descent into the abyss,
sure,
or it could be an ascent to a higher game. You don't know. And the thing is that in all likelihood, you're going to be afraid. So when Gandalf, for example, comes to visit the hobbits, they're kind of in awe of him, but they're also afraid and distrustful. And even Bilbo is the same. Like he knows there's something to this guy, and the Strider too, Aragorn kind of plays the same role. He's ambivalent. Well, why? Because he's a game changer. Well, your game could fall apart, in which case the trickster is like, he's opened the portal to hell. But your game could be elevated, in which case he's a harbinger. He's a psychopomp. He's someone who lives on the edge. He's a messenger of the gods, right? And so tricksters introduce the possibility of a new game. And even comedians do that all the time, because what they're doing, a joke is often, here we are in this world. And then, no, it's actually this world. And everybody laughs, and that's the punchline. And so the comedian is a trickster, and he's a world shifter. And so the tricksters, now, the trickster and the fool are similar archetypal creatures. And the fool is also the precursor to the savior, because when you play a new game, you're a fool. To beginner, right? You're a beginner.
Yeah.
So you have to accept the fool. You have to accept the trickster and the fool to play a new game. Right. And so certainly comedians play that role all the time. And that's partly what do they do exactly? They're jokes. Well, a joke is something like an introduction to a new way of perceiving. So, it's a micro transformation. So I don't know. I think part of the way that you distinguish the positive tricksters from the negative tricksters is the positive tricksters use play and humor and invitation, right? So it's a game. You want to play a new game. That's the invitation. That's definitely the right basis for policy.